Welcome back everybody to another episode of the GC Informer. I am Snowy, otherwise known as Cal Fracula, bringing you some new news. In fact, very new news. We'll start, however, with the oldest bit of news, and that is a thing that was covered in a Pocket Edition, but I feel the Pocket Edition went so off track, I'm just going to cover it here, because Sully and Mark, I enjoyed your slight rant, but yeah, it's went a little bit off track, so I'm going to talk about Spider-Man for the PS4, which is, its review embargo went out of the window today, and fortunately has really good reviews, and I am really happy about that, because oh boy, I wanted this to be good, and yeah, it's helped the PS4 purchase that I made earlier in the year feel quite good. Anyway, so Insomniac Games, the developers of the new Spider-Man game, have had to refute some rather ridiculous claims. And this is an event that has been called, probably satirically, PuddleGate, because an idiot tweeted a picture of the new, like a screenshot from the new Spider-Man trailer and one from the E3 presentation, and they're in roughly the same area. The screenshot contains a puddle. The puddle is slightly changed. Go with me. This idiot decided to interpret a slight change in Puddle as a visual downgrade, saying, quote, "What's with the downgrade yet again, Spider-Man PS4? So fucking stupid. Insomniac Games did actually respond to this tweet saying, no visual, it's just a change in the puddle size, there's no downgrade at all. Because, you know, like if it's a fixed puddle, then, you know, they might just want to have changed the size a little bit just because it looks a bit better. Or if it's a dynamic puddle, so like, if it's raining in game sometimes, like things like GTA 5 has dynamic puddling, where water comes down from the sky, it's very much how rain works, and puddles actually form in a dynamic way around that. So might be the case here that it's a dynamic puddle, so it didn't form the same way twice. Anyway, yeah, so for some reason, this carried on. The idiot said thank you for the clarification, so at least he's stopped. However, another idiot said, but why the change though? To which someone responded, probably to scale back resources used in puddle reflections to keep frames from dropping. To which Insomniac Games had to respond, no, we have plenty of other places with tons of puddles. It's a fucking puddle, guys. There are genuine examples of like stupid visual downgrades in games. See, Watch Dogs, the original Watch Dogs on the PC port, was drastically visually downgraded compared to its original like E3 presentation because they wanted the console versions to look better. That is an example of visual downgrading. This is an example of a fucking puddle being changed. Grow up. Anyway, that bit out of the way, let's talk about Prison Architect, a wonderful management game that it's actually recently came out on Switch, but this is a news about the PC version because they have just stealth launched a multiplayer mode. If you opt into alpha and beta sort of unstable bits on Steam, you will get access to an unfinished multiplayer mode for Prison Architect. No, like, sort of massive clue how it works. I will probably have to look into it at some point because I do like Prison Architect quite a lot. But yeah, Prison Architect multiplayer. I've seen this with a few things recently. I mean, you get things like Stardew Valley's got the multiplayer mode. It's either, I believe it's here now. Yes, it's here now. So, you know, you've got things like Stardew Valley doing that. And, you know, management games in a multiplayer thing can go one of two ways. It can either go really well or really, really badly. What I would be interested to see, again, I don't know if this is actually a mode that's built in, is if you could do, there's actually an escape the prison mode in Prison Architect, and I'd be very interested to see if that was included in the multiplayer. But regardless, if you opt into alpha beta builds on Steam, you will gain access to that. And finally, it's not exactly breaking news, it's a couple of hours old, but I was at work, so deal with it. The Witcher Netflix series has found its Geralt, and it's not someone who I would have immediately thought of, but it's Henry Cavill. Or Cavill? No, it's definitely Cavill. Henry Cavill of DCEU fame as Superman. So, someone's already made the joke before me, but good luck, good luck DC trying to Photoshop out the beard. I say Photoshop, CGI. That's the same difference. CGI. It was confirmed in a tweet by Lauren S. Hirsch. I can't pronounce the name, I'm sorry. Anyway, in a tweet by her, it was actually her first casting meeting was with Henry, and this was there wasn't even any scripts or anything. All they had at this point was the green light, and they just had to sort of find the vague cast, and Henry was apparently the first meeting, and he just nailed it, according to Lauren there. So, I'm interested to see where they go with this. Because you're so used to seeing the Geralt in the games, I don't know how they're going to translate it to the screen, whether it's going to be slightly different. But depending on what they do, I think Henry Cavill as a whole is quite a good actor. You know, he's been lumbered with some shit recently, cough DC. But I think overall he is actually quite a good actor, so I can see him doing this quite well, and he actually gets to use a British accent for a change that he has. I think. Well, actually no, Geralt has an American accent. There we go. Vote in the comments. Do you think Geralt will use Henry Cavill Geralt will use an American or a British accent? Vote in the comments. Anyway, regardless, I'm quite excited to see how they do this, and, you know, Henry Cavill, not too bad. I've seen worse choices for parts, that's for sure, and we'll expect some more news probably on the Witcher series fairly soon. That brings us to the end of this episode of the GC Informer, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, subscribe, share, put the bell icon on, because our views have been tanking recently and we don't think people are getting notifications. So, anyway, please consider that. And if you enjoy our content, we do news, reviews, let's plays and podcasts. Great content, and hopefully I'll see you for some more of that fairly soon.